Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown announcing an emergency declaration today in the fight against the opioid crisis.
Mayor Brown says the declaration will allow the city to move money more quickly to address opioid and fentanyl-related problems, especially at hotspots for drug dealing like 2nd and Division.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us now live here in the studio with more.
The Spokane mayor made this announcement at the Spokane fire station, and just moments before this press conference started, emergency responders received a call for a drug overdose. This really just set the tone for just how immediate the need is to address opioid use in Spokane.
If Spokane's sidewalks could talk, what would they say? People are overdosing on opioids.
I wish they would get up that crap.
Dewan Marsh has seen the worst of it.
I've had 17 friends OD on these sidewalks. I found 5 dead up on Division.
She's lived on these streets for the past 12 years, witnessing too many lose themselves to drug use.
I'm tired of finding dead bodies.
Spokane city leaders want to change this.
Everyone knows someone whose life has been lost or dramatically altered because of this crisis. I know I do.
Mayor Lisa Brown declared an emergency in the city to address its opioid crisis. The city can now take immediate action to address this.
We are working with local, state, and federal partners for resources.
2nd and Division. Mayor Brown identified this corridor as a hot spot for drug dealing and rolled out several actions to clean it up. They include reopening the Cannon Street shelter as a temporary transition center.
People who enter into the temporary transition center will be connected to proper services, treatment, and ultimately housing solutions.
In partnership with Consistent Care, a high user initiative will be rolled out to help break the cycle of addiction and treatment. The city is also partnering with Spokane Treatment and Recovery Services, or STARS, to increase transportation to medical and treatment facilities for drug users.
In addition to responding to police and fire calls for transport, Car 50 also proactively drives through the city to stop and offer rides when appropriate.
Mayor Brown expects to see a difference in the 2nd and Division corridor over the next several weeks.
Yes!
Maybe enough change that it will give these sidewalks something else to say.
The U.S. Attorney for Eastern Washington is calling this initiative an all-hands-on-deck strategy. She says its effectiveness is dependent on the community, law enforcement, healthcare prevention, and social service professionals working together. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. In our other top stories tonight, Western Washington police searching for a recent Washington State University graduate who was last seen at SeaTac Airport.
Yeah, take a look at your screen right now. That is Nadia Erica Cole. She's 21 years old. Police believe she could be in the Fife area near Tacoma, but she does have ties to Eastern Washington and North Idaho.
Security cameras at SeaTac Airport spotted her last week on May 29th at around 3 p.m. Nadia has green eyes and blonde hair.
She was last seen wearing a black North Face jacket and a green hoodie. If you have any information about where you might be able to find her, you're asked to please call that number at the bottom of your screen.
New tonight, the woman accused of stabbing another man in Spokane Valley appeared in court this afternoon. According
to the Spokane Valley Sheriff's Office, Spokane Valley Sheriff's Department, 36-year-old Katrina Soto allegedly stabbed a man about 4 a.m. yesterday morning on the 4700 block of East 1st Avenue.
Deputies say the victim was taken to the hospital with possible life-threatening injuries but is now in stable condition. Soto is facing multiple charges, including first-degree assault and residential burglary.
In the meantime, firefighters are investigating after flames destroyed an abandoned house in the valley this morning.
Crews were called to the fire just after 3:30 this morning on South Chronicle Road. According to the Spokane Valley Fire Department, the fire appeared to have started outside the home.
However, when firefighters arrived, they say the fire had spread to the inside. Crews managed to put it out quickly, but they say it did cause major damage.
All right, let's switch gears and talk weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy McGoo.
Jeremy, we knew it was going to be kind of another gloomy day, not nearly as severe as the day before, but we're on the right track, right?
Are you ready?
I hope so.
I think so.
This is what blue sky looks like in case you have forgotten.
Oh, I like.
I know, the change is already afoot, and we are going to continue to watch that change take place. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. Sometimes your brain glitches when you talk for a living and you just kind of short circuit. When it comes to the next few hours, we are in the worst of the wind. Our gusts will near 40 at times, but for the most part, they are quite a bit calmer than what we saw yesterday. In the 8 o'clock hour, wind starts winding down, and by tomorrow morning, we're in those calm skies. We've got a few stray showers right now. I think we are in the worst of it when it comes to the rain and the wind. Sandpoint, you just can't catch a break. The rest of us are starting to dry out and see a little more sun. You have to wait about another hour, hour and a half to get there. Overall, everything moves out tonight, and then our skies start to clear. Our wind starts to die down, and by tomorrow morning, you're gonna go, wait a minute, something's different. By the middle of the day tomorrow, you're gonna notice something's different. Although our temperatures tomorrow and today will be almost identical, it is going to feel so much warmer. We're near 70 again tomorrow, near 80 Thursday, and in the mid-80s by Friday.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy, thank you very much. An 83-year-old woman was seriously injured after she was gored by a bison in Yellowstone National Park.
It happened on Saturday near the Storm Point Trail. Park officials say the bison lifted the woman about a foot in the air with its horns.
She was airlifted to a hospital in Idaho Falls. Her condition is unknown tonight. Park officials say the bison was defending its space.
Closer to home, the Spokane City Council approved a $250,000 settlement with the family of a man who was killed by police.
Spokane officers shot and killed Peterson Camo 2 years ago. Officers say he was holding a knife in one hand and a toddler in the other when they shot him.
SPD says a language barrier with the Camo family was making it difficult at the time to understand exactly what was happening. The settlement does not mean the city is admitting any liability in Camo's death. His family, though, does consider it an acknowledgement that his life did have value.
Looking ahead, the Post Street Bridge in downtown Spokane is finally reopening. It's been closed for years. It's now set to reopen tomorrow. The bridge will have a northbound lane to reconnect Post Street with Lincoln. It'll also have pedestrian and bike lanes along with planters and with benches.
Soon you will be able to zip around town on those Lime scooters and bikes once again. Last night, the Spokane City Council did approve a 2-year contract with Lime. And since Lime launched in Spokane in 2018, more than 500,000 people have taken millions of rides. Lime will also pay the city $17,000 a year to operate.